Sunday, August 13th or 14th, 2023, the firewood project, 2 years. So we're having a, well, let's just talk about this. So I put this piece of plastic underneath here, wrapped around, and this is all the droppings, it doesn't sound like the right word, but pieces that fell off when I was splitting. Instead of having to pick them up again, I'm just going to take this whole thing and we're going to drag it over to there and dump it in a low spot and see how that works. Okay, we pulled the tarp this way, then pulled it backwards on top of itself. Everything fell off. The tarp's back over here. So that worked out pretty good. Better than picking it up all by hand again. So today feels like it's a round 'em up day. We spent a lot of time poking and trying things here and there, but I think it's getting to the point we need to consolidate for a pause period. So we got a bunch of wood we piled here. We got wood of variety of status here. We got some logs to do, some big logs. Put those all away from the fence, from the brush line there, so we can get back there and clean it up. We got like 1.5 face cords. That stuff's for a burn pile. This stuff I was going to plan on split and stack, but the schedule just not going to support it. This stuff is like splittable to be put on this pile, which I think is a chipping pile. That's my view. We're going to run it through a chipper, make a lot of wood chips, maybe sell it. We originally started over in here, so we just kind of like consolidated things so they're not strewn all about the property. Because once the grass grows, you won't see a lot of that stuff. We split some of those big rounds, and we did not get to the second split because I need some equipment. Not happening right now. We started back here, so we just put those on the side. There's a brush pile there to chip. We didn't get anything done in here. This is a pile of logs from a friend who dropped them off. This over here is stuff we pulled out over there, soaking wet. Pieces along the side, so that's in a pile. Not quite sure what we're going to do with that. Here's some wood that I cut. Took a couple logs and sawed them on my mill. This one I was able to pull out. Those two back there are stuck. That one's stuck. I need some equipment, so that's going to have to wait. We started using these, I don't know what, they're not beams, they're cross pieces or something, but anyways, you know, they're all pretty rotted, so we're just using those for the bottom of the wood pile so that the wood isn't standing right on the ground. And then we stack on top of it. They're not structural in any way, shape, or form. So we got started on that. There's another brush pile. It's either chip or to be put on the compost pile. Over here we trimmed up some logs. I wanted to take those to the sawmill, and that one too, to cut them up, make some planks and 4x4s for stacking wood and that, but I was able to take a couple using a come along to winch them on here, but it needs heavy equipment. You know, it is what it is. So what it feels like is that we're going to move the wood splitter, log splitter, up by the house. We're not done here. It needs more, but timing wise, it's what it's calling for. So this time next week I'll be on an airplane for Seattle, going with my brother. He has to have some medical stuff done. I'm traveling with him. Come back, then we're watching grandkids for weekends, and then school starts and we're watching grandkids a lot, and then October, and one son's on travel, so we're watching kids more, and then we're watching one grandkid 24/7 for 2 weeks as the other son and his wife go on a belated honeymoon. and then maybe I'll be out in California for a week or two. So schedule wise, it feels like it's just time to is New York on pause. You know, that kind of soundbite from a while ago. It seems like just need to put things in a stable state. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this all, it's pretty much where it wants. We're going to move this back up where it belongs. Maybe take a look at doing a little work up there, but I think that's where we're at for a bit. There'll be some time here and there to come out and work, but you know, not on a constant basis where I can have stuff spread everywhere. And you know, the initial intent was to poke here and there and just see what is involved, so we can have a game plan. So you know, we kind of started poking over there, and then we started poking over there, and then we started poking over there, and then we poked over here, and we started making this to clean up all this, and we cleaned up all this brush line here into there, and we've spent some time cleaning up all this. So we made a lot of progress. I thoroughly enjoy this, but it just really feels the universe is saying you're gonna be frustrated knowing you left it in a quasi state. So it's time to put it to rest, not rest, but to pause, give it a nice resting spot, and we'll resume when the time's right. So this is where the wood chipper goes, or the log splitter, and this stuff's supposed to get split. I think we're just gonna park this here for now and clean up a bit and see what we get. Okay, there it is. We got a little area cleaned up, put some stuff there, and we'll see when we can get back here next and work on some of this.